This Set-Tru chuck design requires no modification to the 3-jaw chuck. It consists of a backplate with 4 adjusting screws. It can be operated as a normal 3-jaw chuck. A set of screws holds the lathe spindle to the backplate. Another holds the chuck to the backplate. Here I am assembling the chuck. The 3-jaw chuck is completely unmodified. This is the backing plate where the magic happens. One of the set of holes serve to screw the plate to the lathe spindle and the other the plate to the chuck. The 4 protrusions on the rim of the plate hold the adjusting screws. The backing plate fits over the chuck like so. The play between the backing plate and the chuck is intentional and allows adjustment of the chuck. The backing plate fits snugly on the spindle and is held on by the 3 screws that previously held the chuck. This O-ring prevents chips from filling up the space which would be usually occupied by the spindle nose. The 3 screws attaching the backing plate to the chuck are fitted. The holes in the backing plate are oversized to allow adjustment of the chuck. The backing plate and chuck assembly are fitted to the lathe spindle using 3 screws. The spindle screws are tightened. The screws holding the chuck to the backing plate need to be tightened just enough to allow the adjustment screws to move the chuck radially. Dialing in, this chuck is like dialing a 4-jaw chuck. One of the adjustment screws is aligned with the dial indicator and the indicator is zeroed. The chuck is rotated by 180 degrees and the dial indicator reading is noted. Then, the screws are adjusted so that the indicator reads half this reading. Once there is no difference between this set of screws, the chuck is rotated by 90 degrees and the screws adjusted till the dial indicator reads 0. After the part is dialed in, the screws holding the chuck to the backing plate are tightened. Here is a slideshow of the machining sequence. I made this backing plate from a large cast iron pulley. I tested the chuck by making a 1 mm depth of cut in a 30 mm steel bar. The chuck worked perfectly.